page 53.
53.
53, and our last head word was market share, full book
Market share.
revision. Okay, let me
Yeah.
just
Okay.
scroll down to 53, market share. Okay, here we go. Let's start.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
next page 54. Okay, here we go.
54.
Oh, it's the
Okay.
abbreviation. So, what do the following abbreviations mean and how are they used in business correspondence? What do
Correspondence.
the following abbreviations mean and how are they used in business correspondence? ENCL means
ENCL means
enclosed
enclosed
and tells the reader
and tells
of
the
a
reader
letter
of
that
a letter
another document
that another
is
document
enclosed
is
with the letter.
enclosed with a
The
letter.
abbreviation
The
is often
abbreviation
placed at
is
the
often
bottom
placed at the
of the
bottom
letter and
of the
has the
letter
name
and has the
of the
name
enclosed
of the
document
enclosed
after it.
document after it.
Very good. And B means
B
nota
means
bene,
nota bene,
which is Latin
which
and
is Latin,
Italian
and
for note
Italian
well.
or not
It is
well.
followed by a
It is
colon
followed by a
and is
colon
used
and
in
is
less
used
formal
in less
letters
formal
and
letters
emails to
and
indicate
emails to
that the
indicate that
information
the
after it
information
is
after
important.
it is important.
Where ASAP is a rather
ASAP is a
informal
rather informal
abbreviation
abbreviation
for as soon as
for
possible.
as soon as possible.
FYI means
FYI
for your
means for
information
your
or
information
for your interest
or for your
and
interest,
is used to let
and
the
is used
reader
to
of
let the
an
reader
email
of
know
an email
that they
know
are not
that
expected
they are not
to send a
expected to
reply.
send a
It is
reply.
often put
It
in
is
the
often
subject
put
line
in the
of the
subject
email.
line of the email.
Very good. Okay. In the banking and finance industry, what do the consultants in the field of mergers and acquisitions do? In the banking and finance industry, what do consultants in the field of mergers and acquisitions do? In the banking and
In the
finance
banking and the
industry,
financial industry,
consultants in the field
consultants
of
in the
mergers
field of
and
mergers and
acquisitions act
acquisitions
as specialist
act as a
advisors
specialist.
when companies,
Act as a
specialist
specialist
advisors
advisors
when companies
when
merge,
companies merge,
when one company
when one
buys
company
another,
buys
or
another,
when a
or
takeover
when a
occurs.
takeover occurs.
Very good. When one company takes over another, are there often changes in the management personnel?
Management personnel.
When one company takes over another, are there often changes in the management personnel? Yes. When
Yes,
one company
when one
takes
company
over
takes
another,
over another,
there are often
there
changes
are often
in
changes
the management
in the
personnel.
management personnel.
Very good. Why do you think this happened? Why do you think this happened? I think.
I think this happens because similar to companies has a similar hierarchy,
Hmm.
so they should arrange their management position to make it more simplified.
Very good. Not double double. Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Next, do you feel your money is safe when you transfer funds online? Do you feel your money is safe when you transfer funds online? Yes or no?
Yes,
I feel my money
I
is
feel
safe
my money is
when I
safe
transfer
when
funds online.
I transfer
Funds online.
I transfer funds online.
Very good. One
Okay.
more. Yes, I feel
Yes,
my money
I
is
feel my
safe
money
when
is
I
safe
transfer
when I
funds online.
transfer funds online. Okay.
Very good. One last. Yes,
Okay.
I
Yes,
feel my
I
money is
feel
safe
my money is
when
safe
I transfer
when I
funds
transfer
online.
funds online.
Wait, if your company was planning to transfer you abroad, which country would you prefer to be sent to? If your company is planning to transfer you abroad, which country would you prefer to be sent to? If my company
If
was
my
planning to
company was
transfer me
planning to
abroad,
transfer me
I'd
abroad,
prefer to be sent
I'd
to.
prefer to be sent to European countries.
Very good. In the last question, which verb could we use instead of transfer? In the last question, which verb could we use instead of transfer? In the last question,
In the last
we could
question,
use the
we
verb
can use
relocate.
we can,
In the last question,
in the last
we could
question,
use the verb
we can use the verb
relocate instead of
relocate
transfer.
instead of transfer.
Very good. What do we mean by a liquid asset? What do we mean by a liquid asset? By a liquid
By
asset,
a liquid
we
asset,
mean an
we
asset
mean an
that
asset
can be
that
converted
can be
into
converted
cash quickly
into cash
without
quickly
losing much
without
of
losing
its
much
value.
of its value.
Whereas a portfolio of shares in the stock market have a high or low level
Have
of
a high or
liquidity.
low level of
Does a
liquidity.
portfolio of shares in the stock market have a high or low level of liquidity?
High
A
liquidity.
portfolio of
A
shares
portfolio
in the
of
stock
shares
market
in the stock
has a
market
high level
has a high
of
level of
liquidity.
liquidity.
Greg, could give me an example of the verb to act. Give me an example of the
Example
verb to act,
to
please.
ask,
The
please.
company
The
plans to
company
close
plans to
three
close
of its
three
factories
of its
and
factories
acts over
and
a
acts
thousand
over
jobs.
1,000 jobs.
Very good. Okay. Which measurement tells us how efficient a factory is? Output or productivity?
Output or
Which
productivity.
measurement tells us how efficient a factory is? Output or
Output or
productivity?
productivity.
Productivity tells us
Productivity
how
tells us
efficient a
how
factory
efficient
is.
a factory is.
Figured what kind of things can cause a factory to have a low productivity? What kind of things can cause a factory to have low productivity? The kind of things
The kind of
that
things
can cause a
that can
factory
cause a
to have
factory
low
to have a
productivity
low
are
productivity
badly
are
organized
badly
production
organized
lines,
production line,
slow workers,
slow workers,
unreliable machinery,
unreliable machinery,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Okay. Next, what do we mean by a cover letter? What do we mean by a cover
By a
letter?
cover letter.
By a cover
By
letter,
a
we
cover
mean a
letter, we
formal
mean
letter
a formal
that we
letter
send
that we
along
send
with our
along
CV
with our
when we
CV
apply for a
when we
job.
apply for a job.
What are the three main reasons for writing a cover letter? What are the three main
What are the
reasons for
main
writing
reasons
a
for
cover
writing
letter?
cover letter?
The three main
The
reasons
three main
for
reasons
writing
for
a cover
writing a
letter
cover
are
letter
to say which
are to
job
say
we're
which job
applying for,
we are applying
to
for,
persuade the reader
to persuade the
that our
reader
CV
that our
is worth
CV
reading,
is worth
and to
reading,
let them
and
know
to let them
our
know
availability
our
for an
availability
interview.
for an interview.
Very good. What's the first piece of information we should put in a cover letter? What's the first piece of information we should put in a cover letter? The first piece
The
of
first piece
information
of
we should
information
put
we
in a
should
cover
put
letter
in the cover
is
letter
why we're
is
writing.
why we are writing.
Give me some examples. Give me some examples, please. I am writing to
I am
apply
writing to
for the
apply
position of.
for the position
I
of.
am writing to
I am
inquire
writing to
whether you
inquire
have any
whether you have
vacancies.
any vacancies.
Very good. What else should we say in the introduction paragraph? What else should we say in the introduction paragraph? In the
In
introduction
the
paragraph,
introduction
we
paragraph,
should also
we should
say
also
where
say
and when
where
we
and
saw
when
the advert
we saw the
for the
advert
position, if
for the
appropriate.
position, if appropriate.
In the main paragraph of the letter, how can we persuade the reader to consider our
Consider
application?
our
In the
application.
main paragraph of the letter, how can we persuade the reader to consider our application? In the main
In the
paragraph
main
of the
paragraph
letter,
of the
we can
letter, we
persuade the
can
reader
persuade
to
the reader
consider our
to consider our
application by
application
highlighting
by
and
highlighting
summarizing
and
any
summarizing
particularly
any
relevant
particularly
experience
relevant
and
experience
skills
and
from our
skills
CV,
from our
and
CV,
by showing
and by showing
enthusiasm for the
enthusiasms
company
for the
and job.
company and job.
Very good. What else can we mention? What else can we mention? We can mention
We can
any
mention
relevant
any
abilities
relevant
and
abilities
personal
and
qualities we
personal
have.
qualities we have.
Very good. What should we say in the conclusion to the letter? What should we say in the conclusion to the letter? In the conclusion
In the
to the letter,
conclusion to the
we should
letter,
thank the
we should
company
thank the
for
company
considering
for
our
considering
application
our
and
application
mention our
and mention
availability
our
for
ability
an interview.
for interview.
Very good. Okay, next. What do we mean when we say a project is on the back
Is on
burner?
the back
What
burner.
do we mean when we say that a
We say
project is on the back
project on the
burner?
back burner.
When we say a
When we
project
say
is
a
on the
project
back
is
burner,
on the back
we mean
burner,
we have
we
stopped
mean we
working
have
on the
stopped
project
working on the project
temporarily because
temporarily
there is
because
other
there is
more important
other
work
more important
that
work
needs doing.
that needs doing.
Greg, give me an example of on the back burner. Give me an example of on the back burner, please. Organizing the summer
Organizing the
conference
summer
isn't
conference
really a
isn't
priority
really
at
a
the moment.
priority at the
So let's
moment.
put that
So
on the
let's
back
put that
burner
on
for a
the
while.
back burner or a while.
For a while.
For a while.
Okay, one more. Organizing The summer
Organizing the
conference
summer
isn't
conference
really a
isn't
priority
really a
at the moment.
priority at the moment,
So let's put that on
so
the
let's
back
put them
burner
on the
for a
back
while.
burner for a while.
Very good. Okay, give me some examples of occupations where people often
Where
operate as
people
sole
operate as
traders.
sole
Give me
trader.
some examples of occupations where people often operate as sole traders. Some examples
Some
of
examples of
occupations where
occupations
people often
where people
operate
often
as
operate
sole traders
as sole
are
trader,
plumbers,
a plumber,
freelance journalists,
freelance journalist,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Okay, how long are you generally prepared to wait on hold during a phone call before deciding to hang up
I
and
decided to
try
hang up
phoning
and
again?
try phoning
How
again.
long are you generally prepared to wait on hold during a phone call before deciding to hang up and try phoning again? I'm generally prepared
I'm
to
generally
wait on
prepared
hold
to wait on
during a
hold
phone call
during a
for
phone call
about
for about 30 seconds
before deciding to hang
before
up
deciding to hang
and
up
try phoning
and
again.
try phoning again.
Very good. When a manufacturing company is considering its cost for a specific product, what does the
Product.
term direct cost refer to?
Direct cost refer
When a
to
manufacturing company is considering its cost for a specific
its
product,
cost for a
what does
specific
the
product.
term direct cost refer
Direct
to?
cost refer to
When a manufacturing
when a
company
manufacturing
is
company
considering its
is
cost
considering its
for a
cost
specific product,
for a specific
the
product.
term direct
The
cost
term direct
refers to
cost
any cost
refers to
that
any cost
relates directly
that relates
to the
directly
production
to
of
the
a specific
production of
product,
a specific
such as
product,
the cost
such
of raw
as the cost of
materials,
raw materials,
labor, packaging,
labor,
etc.
packaging, etc.
And what does the term indirect cost refer to? And what does the term indirect cost refer
Indirect
to?
cost refers to
The term
the
indirect
term
cost
indirect
refers to
cost
costs
refers
that
to
do not
cost
relate
that do not
directly
relate
to the production
directly to
of
the
a specific
production of
product,
a specific
but are
product,
shared
but are
across the
shared
whole company.
across the whole company.
Where you give me some examples of indirect cost. Give me some examples of indirect cost,
Indirect
please.
cost, please.
Some examples
Some
of
examples
indirect
of
cost
indirect
are
cost
overheads
are
such as
overheads
rent,
such as
heating,
rent,
insurance cost,
heating, insurance cost,
etc.
etc.
Very good. When the direct and indirect costs for a particular product are
For a particular
considered
product
together,
are
which term
considered
do we
together. Which
use?
term do we
When the
use?
direct and indirect costs for a
Direct
particular
cost
product
for
are
a particular
considered
product
together,
are
which
considered
term do we
together.
use? When the direct
With the
and
direct
indirect
and
costs
indirect
for a
cost
particular
for a
product are
particular product
considered
are
together,
considered
we
together,
use the
we
term
use the
total
term
cost.
total cost.
Very good. How does a wholesaler make money? How does a wholesaler make money? A wholesaler
A
makes
wholesaler
money by
makes money
purchasing
by
goods
purchasing
in
goods
bulk from
in bulk
producers
from
and then
producers
reselling
and
them
then
to
reselling them
retailers
to
at a
retailers
profit.
at a profit.
Very good. Why is it important for bosses to give employees regular feedback on their
Regular feedback on
performance?
the
Why
performance.
is it important for a boss to give employees regular feedback on their
Feedback on the
performance?
performance.
It's important for
It's
bosses
important for
to give
bosses to give
employees regular
employees
feedbacks
regular
on their
feedbacks
performance
on their
because
performance
positive
because
feedback
positive feedback
motivates people,
motivates
and
people
an employee
and
is more
an
likely
employee
to
more
perform
likely
better
to perform
if they're
better
told
if
which
they are told
aspect of
which
their work
aspect of
they
the
need to
work
improve.
they need to improve.
Where on a website, sometimes a window pops up asking us to take part in a survey.
Part of the
What's the
survey.
normal purpose of
What's the
such
normal purpose of
surveys?
such survey?
On a website, sometimes a window pops up
Window
asking us to
pops up
take part in a
asking us to
survey.
take part of the
What's the
survey.
normal purpose of such
Normal purpose
surveys?
of survey.
The normal purpose
The
of
normal
such
purpose
surveys
of
is
such
to
surveys
obtain
is to
feedback
obtain feedback
regarding our opinion
regarding
on the
our
website
opinions on the
or to
website
discover
or to
information
discover
about
information
us for
about
marketing
us for
purposes.
marketing purposes.
Very good. In your opinion, should an employee carry out instructions even if they feel that they're being
Even if
asked
they are
is to
being
do is
asked to do
unethical?
is
In
unethical.
your opinion, should an employee carry out instructions even if they feel that what they're being asked to do is unethical? Yes or no?
Yes,
In my opinion,
in my
an
opinion,
employee should
employees
carry out
should carry out
instructions even
instructions
if they
even
feel
if they
that
feel
what they're
that
being
what
asked
they
to
are being
do
asked to
is
do
unethical.
is unethical.
Very good. Has the population of the world soared over the last
soared
500
over the
years?
500
Has the
years.
population of the world soared over the
Or
last
over the
500
last
years?
500 years.
Yes, the
Yes,
population of
the
the world
population
soared
of the world soared
over the last
over the
500
last
years.
500 years.
Very good. How would you feel if property prices suddenly plummeted in your country?
In your
How
country,
would you feel if property prices suddenly plummeted in your country? If property prices
if property
suddenly
prices
plummeted
suddenly
in my
plummeted
country,
in my
I'd
country,
feel
I'd feel very lucky.
why? Why?
Because I can buy a new house with a very reasonable price.
Very good. Okay. Was there a rise or a fall in the number of people out of work in your country last year? Was there
Last
a
year,
rise or fall in the number of people out of work in your country last year?
out
There
of
was a
there was a rise
in the number of
in the
people
number of
out of
people
work in my
out of work
country
in
last
my
year.
country last year.
Very good. In the healthcare industry, is the time frame for product development generally long or short?
Very long or
In the
short?
healthcare industry, is the time frame for development generally long or short?
Long or
In the
short?
healthcare
In the
industry,
healthcare
the time
industry,
frame
the
for
time
product
frame,
development
the time frame
for product
for
development
product
is
development
generally
is
long.
generally long.
Very good. One more. In the healthcare
In the
industry,
healthcare
the
industry,
time frame
the
for
time
product
frame for
development
product
is
development
generally
is
long.
generally long.
Why is this? Why is this? This is because
This is
new
because
drugs and
new
medical
drugs and
equipment
medical
have to meet
equipment have
very
to
high
meet
standards
very high
of
standard
quality control
of quality
and be
control
tested very
and be
carefully.
tested very carefully.
Very good. If you accidentally left your briefcase or
If the
laptop on
briefcase
a
or
train,
laptop on the
would you
train
expect to get it back?
get
If you
it back,
accidentally left your briefcase or laptop on a
briefcase or
train,
laptop on
would
the
you
train
expect to get it back?
to
Yes
get
or
it back.
no?
Yes,
If I
if
accidentally
I
left my
accidentally left
briefcase
my
or
briefcase
laptop on a
or
train,
laptop on a
I would
train,
expect to
I would
get it back.
expect to get it back.
Very good. Tell me a common word we can use instead of revenue or income when talking about a
When
business.
talking about
Tell me a
business,
common word we can use instead of revenue or income when talking about a
when
business.
talking about
A
business,
common word
a
we
common
can
word
use
we can
instead
use
of revenue
instead of
or
revenue
income
for
when
income
talking about a
when talking
business
about the
is
business
a turnover.
is a turnover.
Very good. Is there an upturn in output in a car plant? Is it logical that turnover will
Logical
increase as
turnover
a
is
result?
increase or as a
If
result.
there's an upturn in output in a car plant, is it logical that turnover will increase as a result? No. If
No,
there's an
if
upturn
there is an
in
upturn
output in a
in
car
output
plant,
in a car
it
plant,
isn't
it
logical
isn't
that
logical
turnover
that
will
turnover
increase
will
as a result.
increase as a result.
Why not? Why not? Because there may not
Because
be
there may
any
not be
demand
any
from
demand
consumers
from
for the
consumers
extra
for
cars
the
that
extra
are
cars
produced.
that are produced.
Very good. What kind of things can cause a company to have a high staff turnover?
Staff
What kind
turnover,
of things can cause a company to have a high staff turnover? Low wages,
low
poor
wages,
working conditions,
poor working
bad
conditions,
management,
bad
etc.
management,
can
etc.,
cause a
can
company
cause a
to have a
company
high
to
staff
have a high
turnover.
staff turnover.
Very good. What happens if a company operates at a loss for a long time,
Well,
accumulates large debts,
accumulate
and
large
can't find
debts,
any
can
investors to
find
help?
any investor to
What
help.
happens if a company operates at a loss for a
What
long
at
time,
loss for a long
accumulates
time,
large debts,
accumulate
and
large
can't find
debts,
any
and can't
investors
find
to
any
help?
investor to
If a
help.
company
If a
operates at
company
a loss
operates at
for a
a
long
loss
time,
for a long time,
accumulates large
accumulates
debts,
large
and
debts,
can't find
and
any
can't find
investors to
any
help,
investors to
it
help,
has to go
it
into
has to be,
liquidation.
it has to, it
It has
has
to
to
go
go
into liquidation.
into liquidation.
One more. If a
Okay?
company
If a
operates
company
at a loss
operates at a
for
loss
a long time,
for a long time,
accumulates large
accumulates
debts,
large debts,
and can't find
and can't
any
find
investors to
any
help,
investors to help,
it has to go
it has to
into
go
liquidation.
into liquidation.
And what happens when a company's assets are liquidated? And what happens when a company's assets are liquidated? When a company's
When a
assets
company's
are
assets
liquidated,
are
they're
liquidated,
sold in
They are
order
sold
to pay
in
off its
order to pay
debts
off
to
its debts
creditors.
to creditors.
Very good. In the past, were business debtors in your country sent to prison? In the past, were business debtors in your country sent to prison? Yes or no?
Yes,
In the past,
in the
business
past,
debtors
business
in my
debtors
country
in my
were sent
country
to prison.
were sent to prison.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Okay, so our reading is at page 94. Lance Edward was brainstorm. Okay, please start with Edward auditor,
Did
counts,
auditor.
inspect.
Okay.
Mhm.
Auditor